Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. This, of course, is November's Chop and Chat, and I'm so excited to do these today. I have been gathering up over the last few weeks some blends I want to get chopping in my home. Those of you that watch this series faithfully, I did not do one of these in October because if you remember my September video, I chopped quite a bit of stuff up that would be my September and October scents. I also am going to be doing another wax skulls, which is basically my melting basket for the month of November. I'm probably going to film that tomorrow. I also am going to be doing my top 5 vendors and blends like other people have done over the last couple of months. I am late, coming in at the last minute, of course. That's coming this week, I promise, on that one. I don't have a lot of visuals for that one because a lot of my top blends I don't have in all my vendors right now. I'm out. So that one will be a little bit of just an informational video. I also have some empties to talk about, which I'll probably do later on this weekend because I have want to see what I get melted through this week. So today's lineup today, guys. First of all, happy Sunday, of course. Marty and I went to Cracker Barrel this morning for the first time in months and don't know, frankly, how often we'll go back just because of some changes they've made throughout their corporation, menu-wise and such. Then we went to Walmart and Smith's, which is Kroger, basically. Kroger's all over the country. Smith's is the stores in Utah here. And today I'm going to be chopping up a lot of different vendors. We have L3, Rose Girls, Lavender and Speckles, Vintage Chic, Blank Label, which is new to me. Dessa, good bit of Glitterati, Second and Spruce, which is newer to some of you guys out there. I have a loaf somewhere here with sea sugar, which I haven't really chopped. Actually, I've chopped one item on my channel for sea sugar. I have some Beey Tarts, which I got in, don't remember how I got this one, but I'm going to chop it up, and some other things in here I'm probably forgetting. But so this is going to be a longer chop and chat video. So sit back and relax, grab a drink, grab a snack, or grab a whole meal if you're feeling ballsy. So let's get to it. Also, pre-apologies if I bump the camera. I try not to, but life is life. So let's see. What should I do first? All right. I'm just going to go what's closest to me, and we'll go from there. This first one. Also, Poppy is in the kitchen. She is in the area. She isn't interested in what I'm doing right now, so if she makes an appearance or you hear her, she says hello. So, L3, owned by Jennifer Westing from Junction City, Oregon. She has purchased a lot of good new oils in the last couple of months. This is, of course, one of them. This was a pre-order extra from the pre-order that I think, the September one, the one that, let me think. It was the one that they finished right before they left for Europe. I did not purchase anything directly from that pre-order. This is from the extras. So, Bonfire Bash. Bonfire Bash is a Bath & Body Works type. This is a true dupe to Bonfire Bash. Those of my girls out there who love Bonfire Bash, you know, I guess a man could wear it too. It is marshmallow smoky. So this is a great for everybody scent. This is my favorite marshmallow blend. In fact, I like this a little bit more than Marshmallow Fireside. Marshmallow Fireside is, of course, sweet and smoky. This is more comforting and sweet and smoky because it has the sandalwood and the cashmere in here. So these are the little 2-packs that Jen does every so often because this is enough to really melt throughout your entire home. Maybe not some of your homes where you have 30 plus warmers, but this will pretty much give you a good idea of if this blend's going to be one that you enjoy, how it works in your home and such, so you can have fun with this with blending and everything. I am not that far away from being called up for customs again with L3, and I'm going to be using this baby in some of my blends. So this one here is a cozy blend of vanilla bourbon, creamy sandalwood, and cashmere musk. This is a fall scent. It's usually out in the fall, and now it's out in winter and holiday time too. Several years back, I think it was COVID year 2020, I bought a lot of Bonfire Bash and body care, and I have used it all up and have also moved it out of my home here because I'm scaling away from Bath & Body Works bath products in my life. There's just too many other good ones out there to purchase from. Just it's better for my skin as I'm getting older. I need to put a little bit better products on my skin. I can't get away with some of the stuff that's in Bath & Body Works creams and things. So this one here, if you have smelled this from Bath & Body Works, this is 100% the same thing that you're getting in the soaps, in the body care, and I don't know if they did this in Wallflowers, but if they did, I missed it. This is so good. You can smell the cashmere, but it's not cashmere such as cashmere cream even, or what's the other one I'm thinking of? Cashmere, cocoa butter and cashmere. It's not like that. It has sandalwood in it and a little bit of vanilla bourbon, which beefs it up a little bit and keeps it comforting, keeps it relaxing. This is a fantastic blender in my opinion. So I'm going to get this one chopped up here. I just realized I didn't get a bag to put here's my paper towels. I did not get a bag on the other side here to put my chopped up blends in. So I'm just taking my drink, moving it over here, and hopefully I don't have a mess or catastrophe on my hands. So, okay, next one, might as well keep with L3. This is another Bath & Body Works dupe. She did buy a lot of BBW oils this past time. Salted Pretzel Milkshake. This is fresh soft serve ice cream, vanilla caramel, and chocolate combined with salty savory notes of pretzel bits and salted caramel. This is, oh my God, so good. This actually smells better, in my opinion, than any of the candles I've smelled in this variety. This, I believe, is a spring summer scent in Bath & Body Works. I've only seen it personally in the candles, but sorry if I have a little bit of coughing today. The allergies for me out here are bad, and it warmed up for the last few days, and trees are thinking that it's time to release pollen again. So pardon me if I cough a little bit. So this one here is so good. It is caramel and pretzel, like a caramel pretzel, caramel dipped pretzel, and chocolate, a little bit of chocolate, but not too much, because you know I wouldn't like it if it was chocolate, and I would tell you if it's heavy chocolate. I get creaminess from the ice cream. This is salted caramel pretzel with creaminess from the ice cream. This is fantastic. Another one, I'm going to melt this one up pretty soon so I can see if I need to put this in a custom with something. Not sure. So that's what I'm going to be doing with Mr. Salted Pretzel Caramel Pretzel, sorry. Y'all know what I mean. And the final one I have from the Bath & Body Works dupes is Cozy Season. This is relaxing in your favorite flannel pajamas after a day in the chilly autumn air. Soft lavender, golden honey, and creamy oak. I've only smelled this in the store. I haven't personally had this in my life, but I got this just because I've been trying to pick up again on my reading. I love to read. I'm a bibliophile. I've said that before. I have thousands of books, and I've been in a reading rut the past couple of years, believe it or not, and I really want to get back into my habit of winter reading. So this one I wanted to chop up so I could have this going in the evenings, trying to also do a little bit more of things to help curb my insomnia, which is the worst it's been in my life right now, but that's another day, another story. So this one here is very cozy. It's very comforting. This reminds me of something that I would find with Teddy Bees in all the sensual blends that Tiffany pours. This one is nice. I like this. I get a little bit of the honey. I love honey and wax. It's not too strong. It's mostly the lavender. And here I'm getting a little bit of the creamy oak. It really gives a little bit of woodsiness to this, which is just, that helps with the cozy factor, in my opinion. Okay, next one. Do I have any more L3 in here? I do. I don't know if I should keep doing them in order, but let me just see here. I put everything out on the counter because I want to have them close to me so I don't have to go walking around all over the place for them. So this is the most of the L3 I have here. I'm just going to grab and go. This next one here is a fan favorite. This is Wild Berry Mousse, sugar cookie dough, and zucchini bread. Many of my wax lady friends love this blend. I love this blend. I love Wild Berry Mousse, sugar cookie dough, and zucchini bread. This one might be on my list too. So this one here, I got this back in the spring or early summer when these flower shapes, I think these were Mayflowers to tell you the truth. This is Wild Berry Mousse, heavy, but you have the creaminess from the zucchini bread and the cookie dough that is there in this blend. I love this blend. This is probably the 4th time I have this blend in my home. I'm going to chop it down like this time. See how that does. I chopped it a different way last time. These shapes are cute, but then sometimes chopping them and getting a realistic size piece is where the imagination has to come in. So, okay. We've got this guy chopped up. Oh, so good. When you cut into these, some of those oils are released and it's just like, bam, yummy. What I have melting in my home today, down here in the kitchen, which is my open concept area, I have Sassy Girl going in all warmers. In my 2, you can't see this one on the left of me, I have 2 of my hot plate warmers down here, and I'm melting Julie's dupe for pumpkin peanut brittle, which is salty and yummy and creamy and delicious. And in my tea light warmer I have behind me on my table, I have Julie's Blend Caramel Apple Birthday, which is basically caramel apple with some buttercream and cake, and it is fantastic. These are playing nicely together. So that's what I have going down here. And then upstairs I have, I had a candle lit, but I blew it out when I came down here. I have in that warmer up there a Fake and Bake. Actually, I finished a Bam bag of Fake and Bake from Super Tarts. That's in my bathroom and my master bedroom. So those are going up there. And I had a candle in the bathroom, but I blew it out, like I said, the other bathroom. So next one, this is Twisted Peppermint and Zucchini Bread. This, first of all, I love the gorgeous blue. I love this. But this is a Bath & Body Works dupe, Twisted Peppermint. And this was my request, actually, and when she did these chunks back in August, because I wanted to see what does Twisted Peppermint do with bakery. So Twisted Peppermint has been around for 1,000 years. It's one of those delicious, yummy, creamy peppermint blends that are sweet with a little bit of pine. There's a little bit of pine in the Twisted Peppermint. Not super dominant, but I think it's just there to add a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to chop these down here. And first of all, I love that this one held together. So you can really see just the beautiful technique that, I don't know who makes these at L3 side, but I know Trish has made these from time to time. Just look at the beautiful, I love chunks. I know they're laborious and a lot of vendors don't make them, but you know, like Sassy Girl Aroma, she makes her chunk loaves and they're just gorgeous. So this might look like a little bit of a larger piece. So I'm going to cut this one down in half because these are chunks, and when you put them in the bag, they all fall apart anyways. So these are going to be, I'm going to leave them a little big like this. So as you can see here, some of them just fall apart in the bag. So that's what's happening with this one. And so far, cracking into this chunk, it is just Twisted Peppermint heaven. And I'm not getting too much zucchini bread right now, but that's probably going to change on warm. I'm interested to see what this combination does, because if it's fantastic, I might request this again in a scoop. Because, you know, I'm in love with scoops. I have probably 90 scoops in my home, and I grab for them all the time. If you follow the L3 group, Facebook group, I'm posting in there multiple times a week about what scoop I'm melting and such. So that is Twisted Peppermint Zucchini Bread. The next one, I'm going to get some of these shards off here. I will put a paper towel down for some of my larger and more crumbly vendors here that I have. The next one I'm going to do is another L3. This is Roasted Coffee, Blueberry, Buttermint, and Zucchini Bread. I don't remember if this was from the zucchini sampler or the coffee sampler, but I want to say it's the coffee sampler that was last, was it, I don't remember when this was. sometimes I forget to write on these little samplers. I just, you know, put them away in their home. But this right here off the bat on cold is blueberry. Blueberry mixed with buttermint. And some of you might be thinking, blueberry and coffee, that doesn't work. It does, though, guys. It's really good together. The roasted coffee isn't my favorite coffee oil that Jen has. It's a little too bitter to my nose. Coffee bean is my personal favorite. I feel it's more of a round, rich, and bold, straight black cup of coffee, whereas this is more bitter to me. Blueberry is delicious. Buttermint gives a little bit of creaminess to it, and just a little, it's a buttermint. Cracker Barrel has delicious buttermints, honestly. That buttermint, it's sweet and creamy and sugary and yummy. Zucchini bread is zucchini bread. And I've said this before, I think L3's zucchini bread oil is one of the best ones out there. And that's why I do a lot of blends with L3. A lot of my requests are zucchini bread blends, just because, I mean, it's a tried and true favorite in my home. Even my husband said zucchini bread is the best oil, right? And I said, yep, it is. It's up there, honey, right up at the top. And so he has fully embraced Mr. Wax as being married to Mrs. Wax. So, yeah, he supports it because there's some hobbies that he has in his life that I don't understand, but I support that. So it's you know, give and take in life. So the next one I'm going to do here, I might as well stick with L3 because I have most of them up here at the front. This is Strawberry Jam, Huckleberry Harvest, Zucchini Bread. This one, right off the bat, you know, Huckleberry Harvest is I've had it before. It's a newer oil to me. I don't use it a ton or buy a lot of blends that have it in it. But I like the fact, this was in a sampler, of course, so I don't remember if Christy helped with this sampler. She's really good at the bakery blends that are fruity bakery blends. So this one, the richness of the strawberry jam is here, as is the huckleberry. But you also have that creamy, spicy integrity of the zucchini bread. So this one here is just, it's going to be good. I mean, there's been maybe one zucchini bread blend that I did not like at all, and it went in the garbage can years ago. But, yeah, this one is fantastic. Next one I have is Zucchini Bread, Strawberry Jam, Cupcakes at Tiffany's. And Cupcakes at Tiffany's, you all know, is not one of my favorite oils, but I will put it in a blend and use it in a blend, and it's fine. It's just fine for me. This one, I'm getting a mixture of the strawberry and zucchini bread with extra creamy, which is that Cupcakes at Tiffany's. So we have this one chopped up here, and I am downstairs in my kitchen, so it's a nice day outside. It's almost 70 out today, so needless to say, the neighborhood kids are all out running around. So if you happen to hear the car alarm go off next door, sometimes they let their kids play with the keys. So that's what's happening, and it's a pain in the ass, but what can you do? So there, that one is that blend there. I'm gonna just do a quick little wipe here. This paper towel is nearing the end of its life, but that's okay. I have one of my older tea towels here that I'm using as my protection. Okay, next one. We'll skip a couple L3s and go on to something new. Let's do some Sassy Girl. I only have, let's see, I have this one from Sassy. Do I have any more? I don't think so. This is the only one from Miss Julie. Okay, Sassy Girl Aroma is owned by Julie G from Toma, Wisconsin. She is doing a perfume-only pre-order today. I'm going to participate in that and maybe grab something from my husband. Not sure yet. You have to see what she offers. If you're into her perfumes, check that out if you're interested in that. This next one here, oh, she's also offering 10% off. So now's the time to get those Christmas gifts in. She said they'll be delivered before Christmas. So, Beach Snowfall. This was part of the first Beach Night sampler that Julie offered earlier this spring, maybe late summer. Yeah, it was in February because I ordered this like the last day that it was offered at night, and I thought, why in the hell am I not getting a Beach Night sampler? Because I love Beach Nights. I was trying to be good and not buy it, but I failed at that. So this is First Snow with Beach Night. don't know if you can see it. Some of these little smaller font ones, you know, the shadow here. I'm not a professional photographer by any means, but I'm trying my best here. This is First Snow with Beach Night. So First Snow, not sure what it is, but it's minty. Not sure exactly what it is, but it is minty. I cut these little cookies here, which are just so stinking cute. And they fall apart also because layered stuff seems to do that. This is just wafting up in my nose of creamy mint. I'm not getting too much Beach Night in here, but it's very unique because I know that it's there. I can get a portion of it in my nose, but then it's not the whole depth of the Beach Nights. But this one I thought would be appropriate for the first snowfall, which is probably coming here in the next couple of weeks here in Utah. It snowed the first week of October last year. We had a hell of a lot of snow out here in the West. If you guys remember all the stuff this summer with the flooding and things, yep, that was in my state here. So the next one, that's my only Julie for the day. Let's do another one that is only a single item. No, that's an item. This one is Traverse City Wax Company, formerly Ava's Country Cupboard. This is Frankenstein. Now, Frankenstein is one of her most popular fall blends. I have never done a video on my channel for Traverse City, only because I've only purchased a handful of items, maybe 3 or 4 items. And even though I do know that it's nice to bring awareness to vendors on my channel, I just didn't feel like doing a video for 4 items would be justified. So this past year, I missed Frankenstein last year. Everything was sold out. So I just have been watching the last couple of months. I got this back in September because the pour date is very tiny, but it's September 10th. I grabbed the rest of these snowflakes, man. These leaves that Lindsay had on her website. This is Frankenstein. And I only bought 7 leaves of Frankenstein, and that would be like a 2-minute video talking about that. So I did not do that. But the next time I order from Traverse, which frankly I'm not sure when it's going to be because I just made a massive Candles from the Keeping Room order yesterday, and I need to scale back quite a bit for my wax shopping for the next month. I'm going to try to be good until Small Business Saturday, or Black Friday at least, to see what these vendors are going to give us and see if we take the bait. So this one here is Sweet Pumpkin, Crushed Pecans, Vanilla Bean, and Buttery Cupcakes. So basically, to me, this is pumpkin cake or pumpkin pecan waffles without the syrup part of it. So this one here, ooh, sorry guys, I bumped the camera. Apologies. I already pre-apologized, so you guys can't be mad at me. This here is, I can break this into pieces with my hands, but I thought I could, since I didn't do a video for this, I would give awareness to it in this Chop and Chat, because I know a lot of you guys out there like the Chop and Chat videos that not vendors, but us YouTubers do. So I'm going to just chop this down into a handful of pieces here. This performance is okay to me, this vendor. Like I said, I don't have a ton of experience with this vendor to know, what's she really good at. All vendors seem to have a really good niche that they're good at. For example, Hayden Rowe is good at fresh and earthy. Julie's good at bakery and beach nights. Tiffany is good at sensual and Palo Santo blends. And you know what I mean? They all have their favorite, or the one they excel at the most. So this smells like it's buttery cupcakes, which is true. It's got a little bit of creamy pumpkin, not spicy at all, which is good because I would hate it if it was spice, because I don't like pumpkin spice all the time. And sweetness of vanilla bean. So that's Mr. Frankenstein. This is the cutest label ever. He is so cute. He's not a scary Frankenstein or young Frank. Is it Young Frankenstein? Yeah, is that Gene Wilder or Mel Brooks or whoever it is? Young Frankenstein, I think. He is a cuter Frankenstein, this little guy here. So next one here, let's go into a new vendor to me. This is not a new vendor in the wax world, but rather a vendor who took a break for whatever reason, I'm not sure, and then came back into the wax world. This is Blank Label, owned by Desiree. And when I did this haul video last week, I had a couple ladies say, you know, they didn't know that Desiree was making wax again. So she is. So I purchased on a whim about a month or so ago on a Saturday. I purchased a haul of a few of her triplets and the Gilmore Girls, and then some Halloween stuff and a sampler and a few scent shot cups. And I have in the mail, not mailed yet, but coming, I bought one of her advent calendars. I bought 3 Christmas advent calendars this year. I got my, of course, well-loved and fantastic L3 25-day sampler. Other vendors only do 12 days of Christmas, whereas Jen does 25 days, and they're good. That was already pre-order. That's here and gone. They do pour a handful of extras, I think, of the samplers. I don't remember if she said she's going to do that this year or not, but I remember last year there being some. So just check out the site. Well, not the site, the Facebook group first, to see if she's going to be having any extras on the website there. Oh, the other ones I got, Starlit Corner, that's a new to me vendor, and then Blank Labels I bought. So lots to come with that too. First one I'm going to do, these are little shapes. This is a pumpkin right here. This is Luke's Pumpkin Pancakes. This is pumpkin pancakes with cinnamon roasted honey butter. So of course, you know, I love this scent because it's pumpkin, and it's pumpkin heavy, and it's heavily decorated with glitter. I'm not a glitter fan, but hey, it's a little price to pay for fantastic wax, i.e. teddy bees. So this will be my first experience melting Blank Label in my home. So I wanted to get some of these guys chopped up and ready to be enjoyed in my home so I can give some feedback in my next empties video, I'm hoping. So this one here is pumpkin pancakes. Heavy, I wouldn't say it's heavy. It's not heavy on the spice, but it does have cinnamon in it from that cinnamon honey butter. And it's just, it smells like cinnamon pumpkin puree to me. I'm not getting too much. I'm not quite sure how this is going to perform in my home, so I'll just chop these into 4. She does have a little bit of a crumbly texture, reminiscent of vintage Chic, in my opinion, how it just crumbles like this. So let's see if I can, if that will be enough in my warmers, or if I have to do trial and error with this, which is okay. You have to do that sometimes with new vendors. Next one I got, I'm going to get another paper towel here. I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to put a paper towel down for Blank Label since I know how it crumbles now. Okay. I'm going to have to get some more paper towels here. What was I thinking with just 4, Ashley? Okay, next one, let's do a scent shot cup. This is I Will Go Insane and I Will Take You With Me, which I think is from Schitt's Creek. I think it was Moira who said that, but I could be wrong. It's been a couple years since I've watched Schitt's Creek. These scent shop cups are beautiful. This one, if I remember right, is marbled. Yes, this is marbled. Look at that. With the beautiful gray and black sparkles on top. This is gorgeous. So what I'm going to do here is, a lot of times with vendors, I can get 4 out of a scent shot cup, but I am going to just chop this down and see if I can just do 3 for this, just because I'm not sure how it's going to perform in my home, and I have more scent shot cups that I bought, so next time I chop this one up, I will just, you know, vary my sizes then. I try to fit this all back into the same cup it came out of, but sometimes that doesn't always work. So let's see what happened here. Okay, I think that came from a corner. No, not that corner, the other corner. It's Jenga, trying to get it back down in here. But alas, I did it. A little bit of my dad's engineering brain I have, I guess. Okay, that is that one. And these little guys here, I'm just going to have to forfeit. You know what, I'll just put them over in my warmer and let it mix with this, so I don't technically waste the wax. I feel like I'm going to sneeze, so pardon me. Whew. Okay. Next one here, I think this was the final one for blank label. This is, yeah, this is Holy Sheet. Holy Sheet. Holy Sheet, is this a good blend on cold? This is yellow sheet cake, marshmallow peanut butter fluff, icing, and salty pretzel pieces. Holy Toledo. This was so good on cold. I love this one. Love this one. This is just so daintily and elegantly decorated with a little bit of that iridescent sparkles. I've anticipated cutting up this pumpkin all week because I've got to see if this peanut butter cake is going to be one that I want again. It's so good. It smells, oh, like peanut butter, cake, frosting, and fattening is what it smells like. Oh, I'm a sucker for peanut butter if it's a good peanut butter oil. I do not like all vendors' peanut butter. So I've got blank label chopped up here. Okay, any other, let's do some tougher, not tougher, but crumbly wax, which would be Miss Kirby, Vintage Chic Scents, owned by Kirby Welsh from Grain Valley, Missouri, I believe. I have one more down here of Kirby's, yes. Kirby announced her retirement date. She's going to have everything and the website stocked for the last time by December 14th. So we have a date, guys, of her last last days in the wax community. So if you guys are wanting to buy her stuff, it's going to be probably mad Hunger Games. So I think pretty much I'm done purchasing from Vintage Chic. I have been for a while, but I don't necessarily care for the Hunger Games aspect of trying to buy and, stuff jumping out of your cart and wondering what left, what do I have to try to replace it with, kind of a thing. So that's okay. I'm going to enjoy everything that I have, and those items that I'm not enjoying, I'll pass on a random acts of kindness, and I might even be selling some of my Blossom bars or half Blossom bars next year. I haven't quite decided on that yet, but I want to, because it's just a lot of wax, honestly, and most of us have enough wax to last lifetimes. So I think you get what I'm saying. Okay, so let's grab one out of the gate here. This is Magnolia Bakery. This was a sample that I received back earlier this year. This is buttery vanilla, fresh rolled dough, gooey batter, and a hint of sugared almonds, just like you just walked into a bakery. So this one here, I wonder if this is Old Town Bake Shop, the oil Old Town Bake Shop, because the description of the buttery vanilla, rolled dough, butter, almonds seems to be Old Town Bake Shop. But, vendors can rename their stuff whatever they want. Of course, Magnolia Bakery being the famous Magnolia. I don't know if it's Magnolia Chip and Joanna, what's Gaines, I think their last name is, or if it's Magnolia Bakery from New York with the famous banana pudding. Not sure. But Magnolia Bakery. This is fantastic. I actually have a Blossom bar of this that I bought because I got this sample, I believe, in the first pre-order. And I smelled it and I said, holy Toledo. This is a really good bakery scent. And it's used in a lot of her bakery blends if you look at the labels and such. So that's Magnolia Bakery. Next one of Kirby's. This is Aunt Nellys Harvest Preserves. This is one of my last purchases of Vintage Chic was a mystery box, and this was one that was in it. This is cranberry orange marmalade, rich vanilla cupcakes, muffins, and zucchini bread. So this one, I love cranberry marmalade. I actually haven't purchased a lot of cranberry blends this year. I lost man down. Magnolia Bakery, you're going to go down in this other warmer here. Last year when I did my entire fall collection vendor video, I thought I do not need to buy a damn bit of fall wax next year, meaning, this fall, but that I failed at horribly. I still have a lot of orders coming in and no room to put them. So I sent out a batch of random acts of kindness last week, and I'm getting another set of boxes ready to be coming out to some of you lucky people. I'm also doing a giveaway on my channel celebrate my 2-year channel anniversary, which is November 14th is my 2-year. date. And how to enter that is any video I upload in the month of November, just comment on it. Even if you just say hello or, you know, talk about whatever I'm talking about, whatever you want to do, you will be entered. Each person who comments, one comment per video will be counted. So if you do comment a couple of times, if you're watching the video and you want to say something at the beginning, middle, end, you know what, we all do that. Only one of those will be counted for that video. Then at the end of the month, I'm going to take all the names and do that random wheel thing that I don't know what it's technically called, but 2 of my viewers will win a box of wax goodies from me. So that's to thank you for supporting my channel and watching me and giving me such an important part of my life. I'm able to connect with a lot of mostly women, and Jay. I talked to Jay, and then there's Sterling also, and some other men I'm forgetting, and I'm sorry for that. That I have met and are such an important part of my daily life. I talk to you girls daily and, you know, communicate with you guys in groups, and that's my sisterhood. It's such an important part of my life, having that connection. Being an only child, and especially not having a sister, and not being super close with my sister-in-laws, and it's so nice to finally, at almost 40 years old, have true friends and people who I know will understand and get this wonderful hobby of home fragrance. And I just am filled with gratitude every single day when I am doing anything wax related. So that's just a little sidebar. Let's get back to Aunt Nelly. So this little guy here, isn't he cute? I'm going to chop him down here. Kirby's wax, I need a little bit more of in my warmers. See how it just crumbles? I need a little bit more of it in my warmers. So I'm going to chop this down like this. That's a little bit of a big piece there, but these ones here, Kirby's wax does well in my tea light warmers because I feel her wax, this hard wax, needs heat. And I know a lot of you don't use tea light warmers out there, but those of you that do, put them in a tea light if you haven't tried it out. It works in my hot plate warmers, but this one is a fresh pour, and I really want to see if this wax needs time to cure longer than just a couple of months. This was poured back in August, so he's three months old. Okay, I'm gonna this is my community wax shard warmer over here on my left. That's okay. Gotta take my glasses off for a second, and when I sneezed earlier, I don't want to be sniffing. I don't want to be sniffing on the camera, so thank you for that. Real life here, guys, non-edited shit of Ashley's life. So, okay, another one of Kirby's. This is Are You Serious, Clark? Of course, from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This is Cranberry Orange Clove, another cranberry scent, which this one is so good. This was another one. This is from 2021. This is one of my first purchases. In fact, my first order from Kirby is 2 years ago. This is Cranberry Orange Deliciousness. I love these poinsettia shapes. They just cut beautifully. I cut this into pieces of 8. For the most part. This is a strong oil, this cranberry orange with a little bit of clove. Clove can be dominating, however you want to say it, so easily in wax. So this one here is done very tastefully on cold. You have the richness of that cranberry orange with just a baby hint of clove. So plays well all together. These are all friends on the schoolyard. So this one here, okay, this one is chopped up and ready to go. This next one here is a bakery, my last one here, I should say. This is one of my favorite, all-time favorite BCS blends. This is Jackie O's Peanut Butter Zucchini Bread. Oh my God, does this make me weak in the knees. This is such a good blend. Vanilla bean zucchini cake topped with whipped marshmallows, which is Jackie O, and peanut butter drizzle. Like, I think Jackie O is vanilla bean topped with whipped marshmallows. The zucchini bread and the peanut butter is just to this blend, I'm pretty sure. This is so damn good. Kirby has the best. There are other vendors out there who have this peanut butter, but hers is the one I found first. So for right now, until she retires, Kirby has the best peanut butter oil out there, in my opinion. This, of course, is the ghost face. So this one here, I'm chopping this down. I'm going to cut these in half here, but this is such a good scent. Oh, it's so good. It's creamy. It's peanut buttery. It's luscious. It's just, it's so good. So, so good. Love this blend. I'm going to go down like this and see if I can get all these pieces in here. This is, I have several loaves of this. I have a Blossom bar at least. Maybe I bought two. I don't remember. This is so good. I love this blend. This and collectible lunchbox and milk glass, and forgetting some of them. I have not chopped up my It's Hard to Be a Diamond in a Rhinestone World, which is strawberry, or my strawberry Jackie O, but I will because I want to see how the strawberry does. This is one of my favorite blends from Kirby. Let's get that seal going here. Come on. There we go. Okay. That one is chopped up. And we can burrito that paper towel. And there, clean chopping board. Just throw these away here. My Poppy, Miss Penelope Isla. Poppy's name is Penelope Isla. That's her formal name. And she's sleeping like a good little girl on her blankie over there. But she's got her eye open, watching Mom. Okay, let's do this. This is Beey Tarts. Beey Tarts is, I'm not sure of his name, honestly. This was, I think I got this in the round robin box, which hasn't made it to me yet. There's a round robin box going around with that Catherine started this time. I have not got it yet, so watch for that once it's my turn. This is lavender sugar cookie. And I know a lot of people like lavender and cookie together, and I honestly don't think I've had it. I have it, like, I love the texture of this wax. Just that audible thunk that you hear. Audible thunk. That's a phrase I see in my work. I work in orthopedics, and when they put a fracture back in place and manipulate it, they always document an audible thunk was heard. So you heard that audible thunk here in my wax. So that smells like sweet. It's sweet and herbal lavender to my nose. It is creamy from that sugar cookie dough, and that's going to be a good blend. Going to be a good blend here. So I am at 42 minutes, and I've got a lot to go. So like I said, make yourself a meal and sit on down if you're watching this. Okay, so Glitterati Avalanche. This was from a random box that I got, one of her boxes back this summer. This is from June 2023. This is lemon, mountain ice, cognac, oak, vanilla, cardamom, and amber. Very different, but man, is that good. I wonder if this is one of Janine's blends. Glitterati is owned by Janine Genzano from North Carolina. I think she's in North Carolina. So this here, I don't know if this is one of her creations or if this is a single oil or what this is, but this is very unique and very, very good. I love this. So I'm going to cut this down just like that. Janine's wax cuts like butter too. Very good. So I can do it like that. This Avalanche, it's, Glitterati is going to be a little bit more available to us, especially when Janine moves to her customs model earlier next year. This is going, hey, hell, it might be on my list if I do customs with Janine. We'll have to see here. So, next down here, let's keep with the Glitterati. I've got a good bit of Glitterati here to chop up. I was in my Glitterati drawer, and I thought I've got to use Glitterati because I just have to. This is another one I think I got in the same box as Avalanche. This is Apples and Oak, Creme Brulee, and Pumpkin Crunch Cake. This one here is Apples and Oak and Pumpkin Crunch Cake Heavy. I'm getting a little bit of the caramelization from the creme brulee, but not much. You can see the beautiful chunks that Miss Janine does here. I usually slice these down into pieces, but I'm going to chop this down into 6 pieces and see how this one works in my warmer. I need just a little bit more of Glitterati wax in my warmers to get what I'm looking for. So, and Janine's even said you can get 6 out of the chunk. So that is my first Glitterati. Second Glitterati, this is in no order. This is Snowflakes and Cashmere Vanilla Cream Cookies. Snowflakes and Cashmere and Vanilla Cream Cookies. Some of my Glitterati wax I've wrapped in foil. It just helps extend the shelf life of this softer wax here. So I do that. And some of them I haven't wrapped, honestly, but a lot of my older blends, this is from February, I wrapped a lot of them up. This one here, it's Snowflakes and Cashmere, which is a Bath & Body Works oil, and Vanilla Cream Cookies, which is just extra vanilla cream. This smells almost identical to the Snowflakes and Cashmere blend from Bath & Body Works, which I love. My mother loves. It's such a good one. Okay, I should have probably broke these in pieces first. So we have that one to enjoy. Next one here, this is Mery Berry Lemon Meringue and Frosted Sugar Cookie. This is from February of 23. Okay, we have that beautiful, these are like Easter colors to me. That's nice. I get a little bit of that lemon meringue, but not too much. Complemented very well with that berry, I mean, and that delicious creamy sugar cookie. So I'm going to cut this down into 6 pieces, and look at that beautiful color contrast there. Okay. I like the softer wax because it's less in between. Okay, next one here. This is also from February. This is Cedar Country Cream, Toasted Marshmallow, and Yellow Cake. I wasn't sure I was going to keep this one, actually. I was going to probably de-stash this, but I thought, you know, cedar and bakery I haven't had a lot of, so I'm going to keep this one. This one is, it's honestly extremely creamy. I get a little bit of that cedar, but then right behind it is that cream, that marshmallow, that yellow cake. So this one here, I'm interested to see how that cedar comes alive with these bakery heavy creamy oils that's used with it. So, does smell good. I am a heavy bakery person. I love it. I made yesterday, had a long day, but in the evening time I made my first pumpkin pie of the season for my husband. He loves pumpkin pie. I made it this time with sweetened condensed milk versus evaporated milk, and he likes the appearance and the texture of it, but the taste is something new, because usually in the 50 pumpkin pies I think I've made him in our relationship of almost 13 years, I've always used evaporated milk. So we'll see. I honestly had a can that was going to be expiring in the next few months, and I wanted to use that recipe. But don't come at me if that's not the way to do it. I've made them both ways in my life, and you can make them both ways. The next one I make probably will be, I don't know if maybe I'll make one for Thanksgiving. My dentist office, as a thank you for the year, if you've been at their office as a patient for 5 or more years, you get a Costco-sized large pumpkin pie. So I really haven't, for the last 3 years, because we've lived here 8 years, I haven't needed to buy a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving because we have one. But Cracker Barrel has a good pumpkin pie. There is a Panera Bread-like cafe out here called Kneaders. I know, clever. They have a really good pumpkin pie. They're just a little bit expensive in my opinion. And then honestly, I'm not really sure what my mother-in-law, she's hosting Thanksgiving this year. I'm not sure what she's going to want for the dessert, but I know if my husband is involved, pumpkin pie's got to be on the menu. I'm planning on making my grandmother's cranberry jello salad, which has been a hit with everybody who eats it for years. It's Jello and mandarin oranges, pineapple, grapes, walnuts, and a couple of other things in there. And it is the dessert that fed my mom when she was growing up, and my grandmother ate it whenever Jello was invented. I'm not quite sure when gelatin was invented. But that I'm finding in my life, I love the foods that, fed my relatives, fed my family, and those old classics. I love that stuff. So that's what I'm going to be making. And then I'm also, I might make something else. I'm not sure. I have to wait to see what she wants. Anyways, keep it going with some Thanksgiving pumpkin. This is pumpkin pralines and pumpkin caramel. So pumpkin, I love pumpkin caramel. I love apple caramel too, but I'm kind of getting to the tail end of wanting caramel apple in my life just because I've really melted it heavy in my home the last month, and I'm getting, I don't want to say tired of it, but just I want another note with the caramel. So this one here is very heavy on the pralines and that yummy caramel in there. This is a nice blend. I thought this would be good for Thanksgiving week if it makes it that long. But yeah, so this is a nice one. I'm very fortunate. Of all the times I've had Glitterati in the last almost 3 years of my vendor wax journey, I've only had one box where I kind of really wasn't all that crazy about the blends. There was a lot of fruity in there and a lot of, somebody was experimental like me, and they are experimental with oils together that I necessarily wouldn't have chosen. So, with the mystery, you take a chance, but anything Glitterati is fantastic for the most part. Janine knows what she's doing, absolutely. This next one is pistachio pudding cake. I've had this one for quite some time. This is June of 22. As you know, if you follow my channel and watch anything I post in groups, I freaking love pistachio. That's so good. I love pistachio and wax. I love pistachio in my life. I make this is another old-fashioned cake recipe, but pistachio pudding cake, just like this is. It's pistachio pudding and cake and cinnamon sugar and lots of fatteningness, and it's so good. I think after this pumpkin pie gets eaten in my home, I might honestly make that pistachio cake. This is so good. This is just single oil, just pistachio cake. This is so good. Ooh! Man down, baby. Trying to smell it, and gravity says no. So, okay. Next Glitterati. I have 2 more left of Glitterati. This is, Lou's Bakery. Oh my God, is Lou's Bakery good. I am so excited to be able to get customs because I frankly might get just a whole damn thing of Lou's Bakery. It is so good. It's hard to describe other than the best bakery blend you might have ever smelled in your life. That's in my opinion. This is cookie dough, Lou's Bakery, and sugar cookie royale. So, so good. Oh, is that good? You have sugar cookie royale, cookie dough, and then that creamy, fantastic, delicious, make you want to eat it even though it will hurt you. Lou's Bakery. Oh, it's so good. If you've had Lou's Bakery, I think you understand why I'm freaking out over Lou's Bakery. It's so good. So good. So good. That's all I have to say. Okay. One more Glitterati. Blueberry cobbler, brown sugar pecan, and toasted vanilla sugar. This is another old one, January 22. He's almost 2. Well, we're going to remedy that right now. So, this one. This one smells like, let me tell you. I'm getting a mixture of blueberry cobbler, heavy vanilla, and brown sugar pecan. This one is nice. I want to see what it smells like when I cut into the middle. Yep, it's pecan and blueberry. Pecan and blueberry are very good together. It's not something that's seen all that much, in my opinion, in wax world, but it needs to be because pecan is just so good Pecan is so good with blueberry in my opinion, and so is walnut. So, and almond too, for that matter. You know, that's so good. Okay, come on, you're sticking to my finger. There we go. Okay, that's all my Glitterati. So, I'm gonna get rid of my foil here, just to clean up as you go, like my mom taught me. Clean up as you go. It makes it easier. So I'm just wiping my hands here. Janine's wax leaves a little bit of a residue on your fingers when you chop it if you're new to Glitterati. Let's keep with soft wax. I've got a few. If you know me, you know what's coming. Maybe. Teddy bees. I only have one teddy bees today, guys. I chopped a hell of a lot of teddy bees last time. So Teddy Bees is getting ready to ship. Teddy Bees is owned by Tiffany Smith from Houston, Texas. She's getting ready to ship the pre-orders in the next week or two. I haven't really been, I haven't seen an update lately. You know, Facebook thinks it's cute and sometimes doesn't show you updates on pages that you're on all the time. So that's coming. And it's a big boy, and I've got to find a place to put it. So the dilemma that some of us have right now. This is milk, cookies, and eggnog. I have had probably 4 of these. I love her milk and cookies, and I love her eggnog. There are some vendors whose eggnog is just, it's borderline artificial, which to me doesn't play well when it's warmed up. This milk and cookies is creamy vanilla, powdered sugar, sweet milk, buttered cookie dough, and buttered rum eggnog. This does not scream booze. This does not scream it doesn't even scream eggnog, honestly. It's her milk and cookies, which is that creamy, unmistakable, fantastic bakery blend alone and in a blender. Let's see the surprise on the bottom here. Couple of little glitter guys here. This is so good. So good. So good. This is the old souffle, of course. This was poured last year, last September. I chop Tiffany's into 16 pieces. I know that I'm not going to repeat myself because I have every video, and if you watch me, especially my Teddy Bee stuff, I do talk about that. So that's what works in my home. This little piece here. That's enough in my warmers. This is such a good blend, guys. If you haven't had this because you're a little afraid or turned off by eggnog, don't be. This blend will make you like eggnog, especially when it's blended with this heavy, heavy, heavy bakery. Milk and cookies is a strong blend, and those of you that use a tea light warmer, it performs even better in a tea light. So, I mean, it does immaculately well on my hot plates too, but sometimes some of her blends just need a little bit more heat, in my opinion, and in my experience. So, okay, that's the only Teddy Bees one I have. The next one I want to talk about, vendor who has actually softer than Teddy Bees wax, is Second and Spruce. Second and Spruce is owned by Erica Kane from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Whoop, whoop, hometown girl. She's about an hour, I'm an hour south of her, from where I was born and raised, for the most part, other than when we lived in South Carolina and stuff. But Erica has been in business for almost a year. I think it's sometime this month that she's celebrating her year in business. So congratulations, Erica, if you're watching. I know several of us have fallen in love, get it? Fallen in love with Erica's wax. Her oils are spectacular. They're high quality. They're high performing. This wax is soft. It is very, very soft. It does leave a heavy residue on your fingers when you chop, and the bags do smudge and they do stick together. So just a warning to those of you who might not really care about that. If you don't mind about that, then have at it. Just look at how beautiful this decoration is. These notes in this, and just taking it out of the bag, I can smell this. This is pumpkin pecan waffle, birthday cake, glazed donut, cinnamon, and sugar. This was poured on September 23rd. Erica does recommend a month cure time on her oils, or her wax, I should say. So this is ready to go. This is such a good blend. Sometimes she puts a little bit of surprise down on the bottom of her loaves. You have a little bit of glitter down there you can see in the light. This is pumpkin pecan waffles, cake, a little bit of donut. It's similar to Sassy Girl Aroma's rolling pin to my nose. If you've ever had that one, it's similar to rolling pin. I don't want to say that it's similar to Witches Be Crazy, which is a Teddy Bees blend, because Tiffany has a little bit more oils in there, but Witches Be Crazy is a pumpkin pecan waffle blend. This one is just a cousin, you know, trying to compare it, because I know some of you guys haven't had a chance to really get Second and Spruce and are waiting anxiously to be able to try it. So I'm just trying to explain to you how this smells in case you haven't had a chance to get your hands on Erica's wax. So this one here, I'm just going to chop down like this. I've been experimenting in my home. Like, this guy's a little bit big. I've been experimenting in my home. I'm going to put that over in my warmer. That's got way too much wax in it over there now, but hey, he's my garbage receptacle right now for my wax shards. I've been playing around with the sizes that's needed in my warmers with Erica's wax, and I'm pretty much satisfied with this type of piece here. Like I said, you can see how soft her wax is. Just it's not bad. It's just very, very delicate, very soft. You can see how just that little bit of that very matted texture can show you how soft it is, in my opinion. That'll be okay there. I'm breaking these apart here because if this bag gets smashed down by some reason, some of this, you can push this together with your hands. It's very, very soft. So that is Fall in Love. And to wipe my hands off there. There we go. She also has creativity to the max with these labels. This cute little pumpkin pair here with that heart. Maybe they're husband and wife. We'll say Peter Pumpkin and Pauline Pumpkin. And then this is the decor, if you can see here, of a butternut squash and a pumpkin, and the leaves around the Second and Spruce. Second and Spruce are the streets of Erica and her husband Slade, and where they grew up when they were kids. So that's how they came up with their name. Next one I have for Second and Spruce, and the last one I have for Second and Spruce today, is Blackberry Cashmere Cookies. This is, actually I'm lying, I have one more down here. Never mind. This is Blackberry Cashmere Cream and Rich Sugar Cookies, poured on July 15th, so he's matured. This here, I'm not really a cashmere cookie person, but this was my first order with Second and Spruce back in the summer. And I thought I would try this one because sometimes, and I'm going to be full honest, sometimes blackberry oils, not necessarily blackberry jam butter cookies, but just blackberry oil in general sometimes can honestly be Robitussin to me. And I mean that with all the respect, because it's not the vendor's fault. It's my nose smells Robitussin with some blackberry. And I think there are some of you out there who kind of feel the same way, because blackberry can either be floral or sexy if it's blended with other oils such as figs or something more of a sensual nature. But sometimes to me, when it's blended with bakery, it can take on that Robitussin scent. So this one here, I'm going to push it out of the tin here. Woo! Holy Toledo. I almost said holy SH, but I'm trying to be good on my channel. So this here, it's very good. This does not smell like the bad blackberry to me, because this cashmere cream, it doesn't smell like cocoa butter cashmere. It's more of a, I don't know if cashmere cream is the dupe for Snowflakes and Cashmere, but it's got that, it has that vibe to it. So this is a sensual cookie blend, which I will melt everywhere, I guess. This could be a bedroom scent. You know, if you like those sensual or more quiet, relaxing blends in your bedroom at nighttime, or, you know, relaxation or meditation time or spa time, if you have that, soaking in the bath and whatnot. This is very good. The cashmere saves this, because I'm a little nervous There are blackberry blends out there I like, but I'm just a little, I tread very gingerly when it comes to a lot of blackberry blends, just because of my experience. It's kind of like my experience with mango. Mango smells like BO to me, so I am not in line to get mango products, but I did want to give Erica's oil a try, and so far, so good. So before I close that, I'm gonna wipe my hands off here. Just being honest with this, it's nothing against Erica. I absolutely love Erica's wax and her as a person, and it's just me. You know, I'm just being honest with my experience with some blackberry scents. Gonna clean this up here. Okay, my last one from Second and Spruce is Jammin' Birthday Cake. Jammin' is a house blend, and it's part of Jammin' Java, which is one of my favorite coffee blends ever. Jammin' Java. Jammin' is raspberry jam and buttered toast with birthday cake and birthday cake. This was poured back on May 19th. So this one, oh, is that good? Erica offers currently, I'm not sure what her plans are for 2024, but currently she offers these souffles, which are the same size souffles that I believe Swanky uses and Teddy Bees, these souffles here. And then her mini loaves, which we just chopped. So look at that, beautiful. You have a little bit of surprise on the bottom, and it just is wafting up into my nose that raspberry deliciousness. She has a fantastic raspberry oil. I believe it's the same raspberry oil that Kirby uses. I'm not sure if it's the same supplier or not, none of that stuff. But just to my nose, this is Kirby's raspberry. It's authentic. And Kay has a good raspberry jam too. This is so good. So I'm going to chop this down. I'm going to do 10 pieces in here. That's a little big, so maybe on this guy. Let me try this way. Let's try. Okay, we'll do 8 there and 5 there, and I'm going to see how this performs. That might be a little bit too big of a piece, but hey, it's soft enough I can break it in part. I'll show you. Watch it not work here on camera because I want it to. Come on. That's a thick piece, so it wasn't working, but you know what I mean. Usually you can just, it's not working for me. You can see how it just kind of collapses on itself. You can make it happen if you want to. So I'm playing with my wax. Okay, that one, like I said, still trial and error with some of Second and Spruce, so we'll see. And of course, I will comment as I find what works for me in my home with the size pieces of Erica's wax. I'll comment on that in my empties when that time comes. So, okay. I would like to say I'm coming down to the end, but I still have a good ways to go here. Okay. Next vendor, let's do Rose. I have a couple more L3. We'll go back into L3. That's all the softer wax I have. I have a little, well, no, that's not true. We'll just keep going. This is Hagrid's Hut. Hagrid's Hut is part of the Harry Potter line that L3 does, or her Gringotts is her candles, I believe. But this is her owl collection, I think. This is the owl. Of course, Hedwig, I think that's the name of Harry's owl. It's been a minute since I've seen Harry Potter. But this is Hagrid's Hut. Hagrid, of course, is, I don't want to say the groundskeeper, but he's Harry's friend at Hogwarts and rescued him from his mean and nasty aunt and uncle in Pugsley. So Hagrid lives in a hut. So this is supposed to smell like damp and dark, and there's moss in this. I love moss. Moss is such a good oil. And it's supposed to be just one of those mysterious blends. So I thought this would be appropriate to chop up now, because I could use this in those damp days, you know, when the rain, the fall rain that a lot of states get. Hasn't hit here yet, but it's coming. And with it, we'll probably just go right into snow. So I still have my Halloween nails. I have an appointment this week to get them. I wasn't going to do Halloween nails. Actually, that's not true. I was going to do Halloween nails the time before, but Liz told me just do it and have it take it off the next week. So that's what I did. I'm probably going to go back to my fall jewel berry. I use a lot of berry on my nails just because I'm pale, so it accents my skin color really well, according to Liz. So that's what I usually stick with. A lot of times I go there and I just ask her what's popular right now, and she tells me, and then I pick the main color, and then she picks the designs. She does everything like that. I let her have that artistic creativity. So this next one is pomegranate ginger ale apple cider. This was another request of mine. I love cranberry ginger ale, and I also love pomegranates, but I've never had pomegranate ginger ale. I think 7-Up has a pomegranate 7-Up for the holidays. You know, just like there's cranberry Sprite or spiced Sprite and cranberry ginger ale. Pomegranate, maybe I'll buy a 2 liter of pomegranate 7-Up. I try to buy it in diet if I can find it, just because, you know, I do have diabetes, but if I can't, then I just drink it sparingly, or, you know, watch my carb intake for that day. So next year I celebrate 10 years being a diabetic. So part of life. This, I thought, this was a day where Trish did her Senspirational Sundays. If you are active in L3 and you follow along pretty closely, you'll see that every Sunday or so, Trish posts Senspirational Sundays, where she says, tell me what you would blend with this or that. So this week's was apple cider. So I thought apple cider sometimes can be, I know my friend Tam doesn't like apple cider all the time because it can be a little, I can't remember the adjective she uses to describe apple cider. But this one is, I thought, if I put ginger ale with it, it will give that effervescence. I love L3's ginger ale oil. It's so good. Then I thought if I add a fruit to that, pomegranate, that will offset the acidity or the spiciness that can be a little stinky of apple cider. You know, this apple cider oil is a spicy apple cider. So the pomegranate does play beautifully. This is a ginger, you can tell there's fizzy in here. You can tell there's effervescence, there's ginger ale, everything's in here. This is like putting your nose down in a beefed up, fantastic cranberry pomegranate ginger ale drink. So this is beautiful. This is exactly what I thought this blend would be. Jen and Trish made it happen. They poured this blend. They chose it, and because I think this works very, very well. So if this is good, I'm going to request this again when they pour scoops again. I love scoops. I have a package en route from L3. That's my very first purchase. Well, that's not true. I've been purchasing from L3 for almost 3 years. This is the first time in all of my purchases I'm getting a box from UPS, and they ship UPS when it's a big boy. So, and it's not because I ordered a lot of wax. I have a lot of scoops, and they need the real estate in that box. So I have scoops coming, and I have some scent shots, which are, you know, this size right here. L3 does scent shots now. Some scent shot samplers, and just, you know, some other things that, because I took a mini break from L3 over the last, you know, late summer, early fall. So I'm going to see what's offered on the next pre-order. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy anything, just because I've got, you know, I've got a lot of L3. Speaking of L3, let's do my last one here. This is one of Tam's favorite blends. I think even Tamika might like, not Tamika, it's the same person. Darietta might like this one here. This is Leaves, Peanuts, Caramel Apple, and Campfire Marshmallow. Leaves, of course, being the Bath & Body Works dupe. So let's see what this one's all about. I haven't smelled this one for a while, but I did want to get it going because it's leaves season. It's leaves season. So let's chop this down. I'm getting caramel apple and other stuff. So it's not as strong caramel apple as you might have from just a caramel apple dominant blend, like caramel apple with extra caramel and maybe a cake. You know, it's not as dominant like that. This has apple in it because extra apple, different apple, leaves apple. It's got that in it. And it's got just the babyest touch of that campfire marshmallow. So this, I wouldn't say is a smoky blend by any means. This is a salty apple blend. So not salty as in pretzel salty, but just it's got peanuts in there, which give a little bit of a different depth to a scent, in my opinion. So this one here, this is probably going to be one of my longest videos ever on my channel. It's an hour and 14 minutes. I told you guys it's a big one. So I told you, make a whole damn meal. Make a meal. Sit down with it. It's going to be a big one. So, okay. Next one, let's go into Lavender and Speckles. This is Lavender and Speckles, owned by Beth Wilson from Rogersville, Alabama. This, of course, was from her most recent pre-order of the Gilmore Girls collection and her fall pre-order. I've used one of these shapes in here. This is a small bag of her wax shapes. She only does these little shapes here and only in white wax, which is pure, clean, and fine. I used one of these whole shapes in here, but this is a new to me vendor. I'm still seeing what size of a piece works with my home, what warmers it's best with. I'm still in the getting to know you phase of my relationship with Lavender and Speckles. So I'm going to cut these in half just to see if I need a little bit less in my warmers, because this blend is good, but I also need to see if it needs a little bit more cure time, just because this blend, let me tell you what's in it. This is salty pretzels blended with sweet white cake, strawberry pound cake, and zucchini bread. So I'm just experimenting here to see if cutting these in half will give a little bit more of a better throw in my home, because I put a whole piece in and it might have been too much in my warmer. So I've been melting a little bit of Lavender and Speckles here and there, but I have I've shared some of my samplers with a few friends. The Palo Santo sampler and the pretzel sampler from earlier this summer. I shared that with a few friends, and I haven't really melted a lot of items from my pre-order. I have a couple here and there, but I mostly put them away because I want them to cure for a little while before I get into them. I usually, when I get a new order of wax, I don't touch that stuff for at least a couple of months, just because I want to work on what I have in my tote and such. So that's what I'm doing with Beth's wax at the moment. Okay. Next, we have Rose Girls. Rose Girls right now is having her annual Mario Melter pre-order, which closes early tomorrow morning. L3. Hold on. Sorry, I had a synapse misfire in my brain. That's what I call a brain fart. I know, I'm a dork. I have always been, so just bear with me. RG Rose Girls is owned by Jenny Oakes from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which is also here on the label. Her Mario Melter list this year, I'm going to be frank, I do not like her Mario list this year. She's not offering all of her blends, which is okay. She doesn't have to offer all of them, but a lot of the heavy hitters and a lot of the popular ones are not on the list. And, you know, I don't know what the reasoning is. I'm not really impressed with the list this year. So I'm going to wait for the ready to ship and the extras that she pours of those ones that I really want, because I don't really want to place an order for 5 or 6 bags of the Mario Melters. Some of these blends, in my opinion, why I feel like that too, is Mario Melters only really come around once a year. And some of these blends we look forward to and, you know, we stock up on. And Boo's Spooky Castle, for one, is one I opened my bag of the other day because I thought, you know, it's my last bag and Mario's coming up soon and it's probably going to be on the list because it's been there the last 2 years. It's not on the list this year. So I thought, that's such a good blend. It's a blueberry bakery blend, and a lot of people like it. So, you know, that's what I wanted to buy. Bodacious Bowser is on there, though, which is another one of my well-loved ones in Cookie Land. But Cookie Land is poured throughout the year in various blends, so that one isn't as, you know, I need to get it now kind of a thing. Bodacious Bowser is once a year, and that one is a creamy, luscious, wonderful apple bakery blend. And Fire Mario is there, but just there's a couple of other ones that I can't think of right now, but they're not on the list. And so I'm pretty sure after making a very large Candles from the Keeping Room order yesterday, I probably am not going to wait. I'm probably not going to order from RG. I'm just going to wait for the ready to ship so I can really decide what I want. So this next one is cake. That's just my honest opinion on that situation. So this is Cake by the Ocean. This is one of her well-loved blends, very, very popular. I even think her mom, Kathy, who owns Scoopable Wax Melts, pours this blend also. This is Florida Key Lime Pie, Strawberry Pound Cake, and Birthday Cake. So if you watch me, you know, I don't do lime very much in my home because my husband thinks lime smells like vomit for the most part. He's not wrong. Some of the oils I've had in my home do kind of smell raunchy in the lime department, but some of them are fine. Erica's from Second and Spruce lime he likes on cold. And some of the other limes I've had throughout the years he thinks smells like vomit. So I've got to be careful with what lime blends I have. But I thought, okay, I'll buy a muffin of this. This was back in May. I'll buy a muffin of Cake by the Ocean and just see how it does in my home. It's a beautiful mixture. You can smell that strawberry pound cake. You can smell that lime there. It's not heavy at all, but then it's all creamed up very beautifully with that birthday cake. So hopefully this one will be one that I can enjoy the whole muffin of. Some blends that I melt in my home, if Marty says, I don't really like the smell of that, or that one doesn't really, it's okay, like it's not one that he really absolutely loves. I take that in consideration if I'm going to melt it again in my home, because, you know, my husband lives here too. This is his home too, and I don't want to melt a blend that I really, you know, I personally like if it's going to make him sick or disgust him. So I, you know, try to respect him in that way. So I move a lot of lime things out of my home. I have in the past, and I just don't buy a lot of lime in my home. It's not that I don't like lime, I do. It's just, you know, out of respect for Marty. So that is Cake by the Ocean. The next and last Rose Girls blend I have today is Christmas Morning Sex. This is an old boy. This is from 2021, so it's almost 3 years old. This was from the very first pre-order I made with Rose Girls back in February of 2021. First time, I never used Rose Girls before in my life, and I made almost a $200 pre-order. I was early in my days of, you know, vendor wax, when we go down the rabbit hole and the dam lets loose and we buy everything in sight. Yeah, those days. So, Christmas Morning Sex. This is loved by Danny. Danny loves this blend. This is Fresh Peppermint and Morning Sex. Morning Sex is it's a masculine, sexy, not cologne, but it's clean masculinity. Mixed with peppermint. This is a fantastic blend. I bought 2 of these muffins. I melted one the first year I had it, and I kept this because this is so good. Last year, for her Mario melter, she actually did the big snowflakes also, and she didn't do any of that this year either. And I remember that because I think Danny bought one of those massive snowflakes last year in this blend. That's how I remember that Danny likes this blend. So I'm just going to, you know, randomly chop up these pieces here. And get this into my bag here. Let's see. Okay, I've got to get another paper towel here. I've got a lot of wax here, guys. I told you. A lot of wax here. Next vendor I'm going to chop up is Swanky. Swanky is owned by Jeannie Jeffrey from Silverdale, Washington. She has started shipping the pre-order that was from a few months ago, I think September. And she's already taking blend requests for her next pre-order, which will ship around Valentine's Day. So, not sure the date of that, but she put her poll up in her group. So, check that out if you're interested. This first one I want to do is Cranberry Orange Salsa. Very, very appropriate for the season. This is a year old. So, I'm going to get this out of the bag here. As you can see, this has oils in here. It's just loaded with oil, you can see. This is a strong baby. Very, very strong baby. I'm going to take some of this off here. Just because I don't want to make a huge mess. Let's give it a try here. I'm going to cut this down like this. I'm going to cut these actually in pieces of 8. I find I need a little bit more of Swanky wax in my home. to get a sufficient throw. This, you know, I might eat my words with this one because this is a strong oil. You can see my fingers are just coated with oil. This is going to be one I melt, you know, in the next couple of weeks, you know, once it's time to make your goodies for Thanksgiving and get your turkeys out to defrost and all of those things. So this is going to be Thanksgiving week. Okay, and this smells like fresh cranberry citrus salsa. This is delicious. I really like that one. Didn't make too much of an oil mess on my cutting board here, which yay. Okay, my last Swanky blend I have today is Scarlet. Scarlet. This is from last year also. Scarlet is a tea blend. I just have to show you the beautiful detail of the embed on here. This is the crown up here. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be in the middle. Is it a beaver? I don't know what that is. Sorry if it's it's not a beaver, but it looks like it to me, his tail and the way his head is. But this beautiful embed here, Scarlet reminds me of Rooibos tea. If you've ever smelled Rooibos tea, it's a red tea. This has woodsy and fruity notes of it, and this is gorgeous on cold. And I've been hoarding this, even though I think it's come back. I've been hoarding this little guy here in my home, but I'm going to use it up. Enjoy it. You know, like I say, life's too short to hoard your wax. Enjoy it, because tomorrow is not promised. And, you know, as scary as it is to say that, it's real. It's realistic. So that's why I am going to melt. Come on. There we go. I'm going to melt and enjoy my wax. So, okay. Pieces of 8. Come on. Ah, I didn't want that to happen. Whatever. Okay. This is nice. It's woodsy. It's fruity. Not exactly sure what fruit it is because it's not screaming at me, oh, I'm a cherry or I'm an orange. It's just, it's fruity notes with, if you had Rooibos, it reminds me of that. So, this one is closed up. Coming up on an hour and a half. I have 4 more items to go. So, Dessa. I have 3 little loaves from Dessa and my CE sugar loaf. This first one from Dessa. Dessa is Dessa Bonner from Gilbert, Arizona. Dessa's homespun scents. Next year, she'll celebrate 10 years in business. So congratulations to Dessa. She is, I think you can still put requests on her blend request poll for her next pre-order, which will be November 18th. So she's going to be taking maybe a 6-month break while her and her husband move across the country to relocate back to be closer to family. So they're saying goodbye to their life in Arizona and moving to Ohio. So she's going to take a break from wax and get back at it when her and her husband and family are settled in their new home. So this is holiday. This is nest type. So I have 2 favorite holiday blends in my life that have to be in my life at holiday time. Perfect Christmas from Bath & Body Works, which Dessa has duped, and Holiday. Holiday is Nest. Holiday Nest is, if you're familiar with Harry Slatkin from the home fragrance world, Nest is owned by his wife, or it used to be owned by his wife. It's been a while since I bought anything that's actually from Nest, so I'm not sure if she's sold it or if she still owns it. But Nest is a beautiful fragrance company. This is orange, pine, pomegranate, amber, cinnamon, and clove. So she offers her breakaway bars, which you guys are familiar with, and her small tiles, which replaced her baby cakes earlier this year. She also offers mini loaves here, which this is a single oil, so she doesn't have the chunks and the single oils. But the next loaf I have here is 2 oils together, and you can see that there's chunk of one oil and overpour of the other oil. So these are her mini loaves, and then she also offers larger loaves, and those can be up to 3 oils, or just one oil, or 2 oils, 3 oils. So I find in my home, if I chop this up like this and just let it fall like a loaf of bread, I'm going to cut these down in half. This is a very strong oil. This is I mean, look at all the citrus you have in here. You have the pine, you have the bold pomegranate. These are delicious. And you have, and clove too. Clove can blow you out the door. So this one here, I'm going to chop down the middle. Just how beautiful is that? Oh, come on. Come on. Yes! Look at that. Just like that. Ah. Gravity. Makes me think of John Mayer. Gravity. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. It's been a minute since I've listened to John Mayer, but that song popped into my head. Let's see if I can do this. This is going to be the tough part. Getting them into the bag. I don't even know if that's possible. If I get it started here. Maybe not. I'm not going to play around with it. I'm just going to put them in here because that probably would take me 15 minutes to get it, get it in there. This video is already long enough. So yeah, this is kind of making up for last month not having a chop and chat. So, oh boy. See, this is the part I was worried about. If I get it all, I'm gonna have to smush it down in here a little bit. Play Jenga like I had to do with the first one. Okay, let's see if I can. There we go. Oh, come on. Yes. Okay. Okay, the next one I'm going to do here is gingerbread house. I love gingerbread. I love a good, strong, bold, ginger, clove, molasses, heavy gingerbread. Gingerbread, molasses, vanilla, clove. This is a house blend. As Holiday is a dupe. It's not a house blend. But this gingerbread oil she makes, and this is fantastic. I love her gingerbread oil, her gingerbread house. I have this in another. I have a large. I did not buy this in the last pre-order, the haul I did a few days ago. Did not buy this because I knew I had this little guy, and I have a big bar, and I have something else of it. Don't remember if it's another breakaway bar or what it is. But this is just, oh, that's such a beautiful. Dessa is, you know, she has fantastic wax and blends, but she's also known for her pigments. I mean, they're just beautiful. Her pink is, she's, you know, well known for her pink. Her pink is just fantastic in my opinion. It's beautiful, gorgeous. I love pink. So I cut these, and I honestly didn't look at how many pieces I chopped that other loaf in. But this one here, I know how this one performs in my home. My husband loves this blend. He has said that's a really good gingerbread that you have going. I also like L3's gingerbread, but this one is my top gingerbread oil. I mean, it's not an, you know, just one oil, but this is my favorite gingerbread blend that exists that I have found so far. So coming down to the end here, guys, 2 more things to chop. This is my longest video on my channel. So depending on when this uploads. Okay, this is Vintage Halloween and Cupcakes at Tiffany's. I know I don't do a Cupcakes at Tiffany's blend. This is actually one a friend of mine had done, and I thought, you know, that sounds really good. Vintage Halloween is popcorn balls, and those, you know, olden days. Remember I don't even know if they sell them anymore. The popcorn balls and the little cellophane bags that chip companies or such make. Where I grew up in the East, you could get those. Those popcorn balls is what this is supposed to be. And then I mixed it with the Cupcakes at Tiffany's because that's what my friend did, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna go with Cupcakes at Tiffany's with this, just to see what it does. If you have smelled Vintage Halloween is like I described, but it's one of her newer blends that she introduced, I believe last pre-order, because this is August. Not the pre-order we received, but the one prior to. So this one is popcorn balls. Not quite caramel popcorn, but it's popcorn with corn syrup and salt. And then you have in the background, you have your Cupcakes at Tiffany's. Look how pretty that is. You have your Cupcakes at Tiffany's, which white chocolate, toffee, buttercream, vanilla cupcakes, that situation. So I'm gonna do this here. Go down the middle. Okay. I think this bag might be a little wider. Yeah, this is a little bit wider of a bag, which I like this bag size better. If you're watching Dessa, I like this for your mini loaves. Okay, last item for today is Sea Sugar Island Dump Cake. It was between this and zucchini cake that I was going to chop up, but I thought, you know what? It's going to be old man winter pretty soon. I need some island fun in my life. So, Sea Sugar, oh man, Lahila, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, and I don't remember her last name, owns this, and I do not remember what state she lives in, so super big apologies to Lahila for this. Sea Sugar. Sea Sugar is not a company or a vendor that a lot of people can buy. You have to be invited into her group, and she only opens her group up a couple times a year for new people. So Sea Sugar, I was invited to by a friend, I think earlier this year, or maybe late last year. I frankly don't remember. I think it was last year maybe. And so she has her business model is different from any other vendor out there. She does a sign-up list and such for a time slot and such like that. She just had a ready to ship this past week, which I didn't even look at because I don't need to buy any more wax, obviously. But this is Island Dump Cake. This is like a pudding cake, not a pudding cake as like a pistachio pudding cake, but it's like a poke cake where you bake your cake, you poke your holes, and you pour your either pudding down in it or your jello. That's a poke cake. Fantastic. This is just coconut and other delicious island flavors and cake. This smells like fresh coconut and actually pineapple. It's more pineapple to my nose than coconut, but there's coconut in here. This is fresh, yummy, delicious. I don't want to quite say pina colada, but it's got those vibes going on here. This is a little bit of a softer texture wax also, and this is my first loaf I've chopped from Sea Sugar. I only have two other loaves. I have zucchini cake and psychedelia, which is, psychedelia smells so good. So I'm going to just, I think that's too big of a piece. So what I'm going to do here, because this is a softer wax and I find that I need a little bit more in my dish, but that might be a little bit too big. I should have cut these down into 4s, but I'm just going to go with it. If I see that this is absolutely too much in my warmer, I'll get my chopper out and cut some of these pieces down. But, you know, I think some of these should be okay. You know, it's just, I was talking and I was, you know, trying to multitask and keep this video somewhat interesting. So this is my last item here to chop. So hope everybody has enjoyed this video, my longest video here. And if you've watched this thing in its entirety, thank you for sticking around. I know a lot of you like to watch people chop wax. It's relaxing and therapeutic, and it is for me too. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a you know, beautiful rest of the week, or actually I should say beginning of the week. Today's the first day of the week, so I'm going to wipe my fingers off here so I can put stop on the video here. So I hope everyone has a beautiful week ahead, and you know, like I said at the beginning,